Hi folks, it's Switchback. If you've been thinking about getting a personal locator beacon, this is the video for you. I personally carry a personal locator beacon for two reasons. One, I can communicate with my wife, which means that it gives her peace of mind and I can let her know if plans change, and they often do. Second, it has an SOS button, which is to be used only in a true emergency. But if I do have a true emergency, I have something I can do. Now, that said, when you hit the SOS button, this does not mean help will be there in 30 minutes. It might be a couple of days, so keep that in mind. This is not a quick fix. This is not everybody's gonna be right there. It is literally only to be used in a true emergency. It is also not a substitute for poor planning, not having supplies, etc. Again, it could be a couple of days, so you need to have what you need in order to stay safe until help can get to you. I personally carry the Garmin inReach Mini. I first had the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus, and this video is going to be a comparison of those two and why I have the Mini as opposed to the Explorer Plus. This discussion is based on my own experiences and the features with which I am familiar. I originally bought the Explorer Plus because it had an altimeter, you could see the map on the screen, and it's easier to text than it is on the Mini. However, I found that I really didn't use any of those features, and given that it's more than twice as heavy and more than twice the size, I decided that it was worth saving $100 and going with the Mini instead. Some of the differences between the two. First, the Mini weighs about 3.5 ounces, which is 100 grams. It is about 3.9 inches long by 2 inches wide and runs $350. The Explorer Plus is 7.5 ounces, which is 213 grams. It is 6.5 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. The nice things about the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus are that it has a larger screen, it has slightly better battery life than the Mini. You can see the map on the screen, and it has a compass and altimeter. It runs about $450. The reasons that I decided that these did not matter for me are I carry a power bank, and I've had no issue with charging the Mini and keeping it charged on a trip. I carry a compass always. The altimeter is nice. The only time I've ever really needed it was in Yosemite, making sure that I wasn't building a fire outside of their parameters of 8,000 to 9,600 feet in elevation. Also, your phone, if you have an iPhone, has an altimeter, it has a compass. You can use your map on the phone, whether it's the Garmin Explorer app or a different app. I personally prefer Gaia GPS. And you can also text on your phone using the Garmin EarthMate app. Some features of both the Garmin inReach Mini and the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus are that they both allow you to create waypoints, favorites, and locations. They'll track and log your route. You can pull up the weather wherever you are. Both come with a carabiner, which is nice for sticking it on your shoulder strap. They both get charged with a mini USB, and they're both water resistant. The rating is IPX7, and they're both available with a marine package if that's something that's valuable to you. Both offer an SOS button. This is what it looks like here. It's covered up on both of them, so you have to pull it out like so in order to press the actual button, which is to prevent you from accidentally pressing the button. Both can send and receive messages. This is different from texting. If your phone normally gets bombarded with texts, don't worry, it is not going to be on your cell phone number or anything like that. You set up ahead of time who you communicate with. It's usually via email, but it's nice that you can just send messages to whomever you choose. This also means that you're not going to max out your plan within the first hour of your trip. When you send messages, your location goes with that message. So it's really nice that somebody can track you from home. Both of them I found were easier to use for texting when connected to the EarthMate app, and both of them connect with Bluetooth. The plans for both of them are the same as one another, and you can see those on the Garmin website, which I will link down in the description below. Whichever of the two that you choose, here are a few tips I have to offer. No satellite communicator, whether it's a Spot, a Zoleo, whatever it is going to work well under tree cover. So keep that in mind. Make sure that your loved ones at home are aware of this. I've let my wife know that sometimes messages won't get out. For example, if I'm camping out in the redwoods, there's not a lot of sunlight and there's not a lot of sky exposure for satellite messages to go back and forth. Also, these are not the same as a sat phone, a satellite phone. That is not something that most of us need out in the backcountry. They're also much heavier and bulkier than anything most backpackers want to carry. Again, I have found that the Garmin Explorer app is not great. It is, nobody I know or have talked to thinks it's a wonderful interface. There are several great apps out there. I prefer Gaia GPS because I like a lot of the overlays. In either case, you can map out your routes ahead of time. And sometimes I will do it on both just as a backup. Any of these apps will work when you don't have cell signal and you're in airplane mode. However, you need to download those maps ahead of time. When you have a Garmin subscription, that is included in your subscription. Gaia, All Trails, Onyx, Backcountry, any of those are all going to be an annual plan or monthly plan, whatever it is that you decide is right for you, but you have to usually pay for those to be able to download them. I'm all about safety in the backcountry, and if you'd like to see more about safety in the backcountry, I have this video for some hiking tips to keep you safe. I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, be sure to give it a like down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, I'm very grateful to you. I will look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.